stop exposing your spouse because you're killing that spouse. Stop exposing your spouse because you're causing much harm to your family, to your home, to your children, and to your future, your life. Yes, stop it. So right now, I'd like to welcome you to this channel. In case this is your first time of being here today, I congratulate you. Thank you for coming around, and I celebrate you so much. If this is your first time, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button, share, and leave your comment in the comment section. Let's talk heart to heart. Today we'll be talking about something really important, and that is how not to expose your spouse because of the season we're in. So without wasting much time, let's dive right into what we have today. You see that in the world, or in the time that things are so difficult, life is so becoming so reckless, and all forms of things pressing us on every side. In the home front is in the battlefield. Yes, we are in the battlefild as though we're wrestling, we're fighting, and the much of the attention you give to your home determines and depends on how you win in this battle you're fighting. Marriage is so vulnerable, and especially in this time, there's never a time that marriage has been this vulnerable because of the happenings in the world, and the events happening in the world at this time is making it so difficult to have a good marriage life, good marriage relationship, and everybody is running helter-skelter. Everybody is trying to make ends meet. Everybody, the economy is not smiling anywhere. It is biting hard on everybody. School fees is on the increase, and the demand is so much. It's unlike those days when our parents raised many children, that only one parent, a parent can have up to like 9, 10, and 12 children, and even more, and they are able to raise them not really as though they did so much to raise them. In fact, it was a period that, in fact, all you needed to do most of the time is just give birth to the children, and then the community helps you to raise them. They discovered that the reverse is the case in our time, in our season. The community no longer raise children, but if you leave your children as a community, a public property, the children become something else. Why? Because everyone is looking to take advantage of what you leave. And so remember, we said in one of our videos that any child left, or children left to grow on their own, grow wild. And so the responsibility of raising family, the responsibility of raising children, the responsibility of keeping your home is increasing very, very seriously. And so we need to work so hard to make sure that we take very good care of our home and keep the portion that's been given to us. Remember, I said every time that your marriage and your spouse is the best gift that God has given to you. So whatever you do, you must make sure to take care of your best gift and watch over your best gift and ensure that that best gift is properly cared. Why? Because people take care of what the value, people treasure, people preserve and watch over what the value. So you must understand that your spouse is that precious gift that God has given to you, and you must do everything best possible to watch over it, to guide it, to preserve it from the attacks of this time. And so one of the things that some people do, and they get to expose their spouse to all forms of danger and make them vulnerable, is the fact that you have little or no time for your spouse. The marriage relationship is an institution that demands and requires time, requires attention, requires affection. When you don't invest in these areas, you discover that your spouse is almost alone and vulnerable. And so each time they want to talk with you each time, especially the women. They want you to give them a listening ear. There's something that is bothering me, I want to talk to you about. There's something that happened at the course of my day today, I want to talk to you about. We always want to share something with you. We always want to share something with our spouse and all of that. We just need a listening ear for somebody who will listen, just to unburden and to tell you about the things that happened in our world today while they were away. But if you refuse to give a listening ear to listen to what your spouse has to say, you're making that your spouse, your wife, vulnerable. And so every time, one thing that happens with women is that each time they need to unburden, to talk to somebody, and you're not available, you discover that when the desirable is not available, the available becomes the desirable. So you allow someone else to take advantage of them when you're supposed to give a listening ear to listen to your spouse, share quality time together. I remember I said that it's not always easy in this busy system of hustle and bustle that we're in this time to actually give quality time, but you can make that consciously. You can make conscious effort to give quality time to your spouse. So when you don't give that, you expose them, make them vulnerable to all forms of enemies that are lurking around and looking to devour them. So you open you leave your door open, and then you allow the enemy to walk right in, or your spouse to walk right into the arm of the enemy. And for the man too, men are highly vulnerable, especially when they are becoming so successful. So the more a man ages and increases in success, in career and all of that, he becomes much more vulnerable. Why? Because his success attracts a lot more of the things that would destroy him. And so you need to make sure that you cover your spouse. Cover your spouse in every way best possible, with your time and everything you can do to make sure that they are not exposed. Like the men, they need your body. Each time a man is increasing in age and increasing in achievement, professional development, progression and all of that, he becomes much more vulnerable. And that's a mistake many women make, that once their husbands or their men are becoming successful in everything they do, they just leave them and feel, oh, he's grown up enough, he's mature enough to take care of himself and all of that. And so you go ahead and live your life, enjoying the moment and all of that, forgetting the fact that there's something very important you're living out. And so you make them vulnerable, and when they desire your arm, you're no longer available. When they desire a listening ear, that companionship, you're no longer there. And then when they desire you to give them good food, you're also not there, and you leave your kitchen to every other person, maybe the world and all of that. And sometimes fast people think it's now more fashionable to go out and eat outside, and you forget to know that, to understand that one of the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And when you take proper care of your spouse, your husband's stomach, his stomach need, you're protecting him from the wrong people. You're protecting him from the wrong arms. So when somebody discovers that someone who is looking around and wanting to have him discovers that you're properly covering that aspect of his life, it becomes difficult for them to penetrate and steal what you have labored for all your life. So make sure that you resume your responsibility as a wife in the kitchen. Yes, very important. Resume your responsibility as a wife in the kitchen. Cook properly. Try to know what is your husband's need is. And also the other aspect is the bedroom aspect. You must make sure that you're ready every time to give proper attention and fulfill your marital obligation. Don't try to push him out even when he needs you and all of that. And that some people go to the extent of making timetable. It's okay if it's fine by both of you, but you must understand that sometimes sin does not answer to timetable. So when it is outside of the timetable, make sure that you make yourself available and give it the best that you can to protect and to cover your spouse from, should I call it them hackers, that come around and try to steal all that you have labored for all your life together. And so it is very necessary for the man. He needs you to be there to make his meal. He needs you to serve him like a king that he is. He needs you to take care of that aspect of his life. And he also needs you to take care of his sexual need and all of that, to make sure that he is properly cared for, always satisfied. A man who is always satisfied at home will hardly look outside. But also on the side of the woman, if a woman is not given proper attention, you discover that she begins to look for the attention elsewhere, and whoever gives that attention steals the show for that moment. And once your wife's heart is stolen, it becomes difficult for you to regain it back. Yes, that's one thing with women. What they are looking for here, if you're not able to find it and they find it elsewhere, they go all out for it. Don't expose your spouse to that danger, because you never can tell what is waiting outside there. Don't allow, like I always tell women, don't allow your husband to taste another woman's food, because you can't tell how the woman cooks her own. It may even taste better than your own. So also it is for the men. Don't allow your wife, don't make her vulnerable to test another food outside. You know what I'm talking about? Another food outside, And once that is done, it becomes difficult to recover, except God is seriously involved and calls them back and is able to restore your home. So you must do everything best possible. Give your wife attention, give her the listening ear. Don't be too busy. Don't form the boss. Don't form, all of that. Don't become a lord and master in your home, when you should actually be a friend. Play with your spouse, give a listening ear, throw those pillows together when you have all the time, sit and talk together, fondle, talk together, all those things that you had discussed in times past. Go ahead and do them again. Don't let your wife, don't expose your spouse, your wife or your husband to hackers. Don't let them break into your home. Don't expose your home, your marriage, to thieves. Don't let them steal what you have treasured and protected all the years. And God will keep increasing the joy, the peace, the love, and much more in your marriage. If you find this video interesting and helpful, I want you to hit the like button, subscribe button, and subscribe to this channel. Help me to share with other people so that we can grow on this channel. I will be coming your way again on this same topic in another dimension next time. Stay tuned. God bless you. Bye bye.